Hey guys, what's up? So today Hansshow sent me another product to review, and I actually have this already. When I got the CyberTruck, I have the Foundation series, so I had the $2,500 credit, and I went ahead and got the MOLLE panels for the side. Now those cost $250 a piece. Hansshow is about $320 for the pair, so that is a substantial difference, about what, $180? So I definitely want to check out the quality. I want to see how it stacks up against Tesla's branded MOLLE panels. So let's go ahead, let's get these out of the box. Let's get mine off, and we'll go ahead and see what the quality is and the difference, and see if there is any, and if it's worth that extra $180 to get Tesla branded ones, or if you can get this aftermarket brand, and if it's better. All right, so we got our basic instruction manual here. Let's go ahead and pull out these panels. Now, a lot like Tesla's, and they feel honestly fairly, they bend a little bit, so I'm gonna check that on those when I get them out, but they do feel about the same durability as Tesla branded ones. But we'll pull these out. You've got your 3 pieces here that you screw on. They look like they almost go together exactly like Tesla's do. In fact, they come with, this is their hex key, and this is Tesla's hex key, to give you kind of an idea. They almost are identical. So we'll go ahead and pull both of these out here real quick. This is the left and the right side, and this is all that's in the box. Go ahead and empty that out. We do have our extra hex key there, and that's it. So here is the Hansshow branded, I say branded, but the Hansshow version of the MOLLE panels. And I'm gonna go ahead and screw this stuff together, and then we'll pull off mine and we'll see what it looks like. So we'll rotate this around here. So you take these panels here. This is almost exactly like Tesla's setup was when I did mine from, when I got them. And now the only difference is that Tesla sends you theirs separately. These come in, the same box. So it's, and you put this one over here. So these 3 go here, and then you're gonna take these screws. They're all hex keys or hex screws, whatever, and they all go in really easy. They don't need any nuts until you get into the actual bed of the truck. You do that, there you go, that's locked down. And let me go ahead and grab this one here real fast, drop this through, just to give you an idea of how quick and easy this is if you know what you're doing. Also, if you lift it up and let the screw actually make connection there. And we'll do this one over here. There we go. Now this looks like this is the left MOLLE panel, and then the one over here on my right is my right MOLLE panel. And I'll get these done here. Like I said, I feel like these are honestly about the same durability. I will put them against a little bit of a bend test here. I'm not gonna over stress them, but I definitely wanna see what the quality is in comparison. I do love my Hansshow running board that I have, since I put those on, I have literally loved those things. So there it is. There is the left panel. It is ready to go. And I'll go ahead and set this over here, ready to install. Take this and you just repeat the process. So grab your thing, you've got your hook there, it just slides right under there, locks in, almost like a Lego block in all honesty. If the Lego block had to be screwed together. Slide that under there, there we go. Again, like I said, putting them together is super simple. Tesla's were really easy. Putting them on is a whole nother problem if they follow Tesla's pattern. And then you're gonna take these screws and these nuts, because this is how it actually locks into the channel system inside the truck. And you wanna drop that screw in there, and I'll go ahead and flip this up on its end. See if we can get a shot of this. So you drop that screw in there just like this, and then this goes in, if I remember correctly, and I'm gonna read the instructions. Yes. So this goes in with the flat part facing up or out, and that's gonna lock in, and that's gonna allow you, once you get it locked in, to screw it down. It is a little bit of a pain, as I said. This is not the easiest setup, honestly, when it comes to putting this stuff together. And that's not Hanssshow's fault. That's honestly very much the CyberTruck design of their system. Nobody has, that I know of yet, has fixed the issue of this basically channel system and making it toolless. I would love that if that was an option, because then we would not have to be, worrying about screwing things in and having to have the hex key screw that in just like that. There we go. All right, so once you've got those locked in like that, again, repeat the process on each one of these. You definitely want to have this done before you go and try to mount this, because trying to do this while it's up there and it's a nightmare. All right, another thing is you want to make sure these are loosened, like twisted on here loosely, not super tight, so you have some play when you go to install them. So let me go ahead, set this stuff over here. I will hop up in the truck. All right, so much like putting those on, to get these off, you just want to stick this in here and loosen it up. And these line up pretty good. Now, I do like that Teslas tell you on them that they support 100 pounds. It does not look like the Hansshow ones, from what I can see, tell you the weight that they support. And there you go. So, the difference, I would say, if we're looking at a 1-to-1, I'll move this and get the actual same one here. So Tesla uses pretty much the same screw system that Hansshow does. Now it does look like, and that is something I want to point out. So if you screw this in, it's a good idea to attach this, but turn the bolt to where it lines up and drops in like that. And that's going to allow that screw to go into that bolt and lock into place. What I did was really just tighten them enough to where they stick out, and I know that they're attached, but you want to make sure that they drop in just like that. In all honesty, I mean, that bends just about almost the same. I felt the same give at this same middle point in Teslas as I did in Hansshow. So in terms of that, I don't notice a huge difference. Weight-wise, they feel almost identical. And I mean, if you want to look at that, so the top model here is going to be the Hansshow brand, and the bottom model is Tesla's. I don't notice, short of the max load capacity on this thing, any difference structurally and weight-wise, even paint texture and everything, to the Tesla brand, which is very interesting. So far, if you're wanting to save yourself about 180 bucks, honestly, Handshow's sounds like a better deal. These were basically part of, you know, the price of the truck, if you will. So for me, it made sense. But if you are getting a newer, you know, CyberTruck that doesn't have the $2,500 credit, I say credit, you know, you pay for that, right? But if you don't have that, then I definitely recommend checking out Handshow's brand here, because it looks like they fit right in to the truck the same way, and you just lock that into place. And notice how easy that went in. If you do not do this the way that I did it, and you try to do the screws, and even that, you'll notice it didn't lock into place. You do have to find that perfect lock point in this channel system. So you've got to be like in between the gaps. Let me see here. And I just lost the bolt. And this is what I mean by this system is not the greatest system for attaching things to the channel. I really wish that Tesla, and honestly any other company, including Hansshow, would make a quick attaching system. Something that we just locked into place and I didn't have to fight it, because this is the same level of difficulty that I went through in installing the Tesla branded ones. So nothing has really changed. There we go. So you do want to make sure it's got to lock in between the grooves, and I'll go ahead and get a B-roll shot of what grooves I'm talking about. But you've got to lock those into place, and then your problem becomes, so I've locked the front end, now I've got to go back, undo the front, and slide it backwards because the back channels didn't lock in. And that is inherently what always happens every time I've done this. There we go. Okay, now it's locked in. So if you can see that is locked in, I slid it forward. Now I'll tighten it down, and hopefully that has caught the channel. There we go. That locks in. You'll see it like suck up into the truck, and it becomes a part of the truck bed for the most part. So there you go. That is the left side. I'll go ahead and get the right side of the Tesla branded ones off, and we'll put these on. And yeah, so far, I feel like this is, if I go over here, come with me, so you're seeing this, this is pulling off. This is Hanssshow's brand here. That's me giving a pretty good tug on that, not over reefing it. Teslas do feel like, no, they're about the same, honestly. A little bit more, I'll say, Hanssshow's might be a little bit more flimsy towards the front. I will say Teslas feel a little sturdier, but that could also be my anchoring of this one versus this one, because that channel system, like I said, if it's not locked in perfectly, like I can feel that, and yeah, I don't have any give over here. So it might honestly be that I don't have this locked in enough. There we go. So there is both of the Tesla ones off. Got the Hansshow one up here. Okay, so make sure that, like I said before, you want to make sure that this is dropped in there enough, because if it is not, you are going to have a problem with it connecting properly. So there we go, these are connected. There's that. And again, these are not letting me, there we go. Now you'll feel it slide and go to the locking point, and when you can't pull it out anymore, away from the frame, or the channel system rather, then you know you're locked in. Just lock these down a little bit more, and there we go. So the difference between, this is Hanssshow's side over here, and these are both Hansshow now. The difference between this one, which is fully locked in, and this one, you can, I'll have to get the camera up here. This one is actually locked into the frame really well. This one like comes off the side. It's not locked in up here, so I'm gonna have to definitely reseat this. All right, so after a lot of pain and suffering, honestly just a few minutes, but this system is still probably the most annoying thing to try to get these things on with. It's not Hanssshow's fault. It is not, you know, the product's fault. It's honestly just the fact that this rail system is so annoying. And I'll get a B-roll shot of this. I'll go ahead and take off one of the Tesla branded ones here, because it's the same exact system, to show you the nut and how it has to go in. So I'll take the camera right here, and if you see this, so what happens is this flat end has to go into this channel, which works perfectly fine here, and it needs to slide and sit right there. Now, in a perfect world, you would put this in and then screw it in, but that doesn't always work, because then it knocks it out, and as you'll see, that falls out. And then if you're trying to put it in, if it's sideways, it doesn't go in. You know, you can't get it in there, so you have to make sure it's perfectly aligned. So it's just a real pain. Honestly, I would love to see some system where this is a toolless design, and we could just like clamp it down and it would stay flush where we need it, so that it was always flat. That would make installing things on this track system a lot easier. So maybe recommendation to Hansshow, find a way to make this toolless, because honestly, this is really annoying. It's annoying with the Tesla system, and it's annoying with this. That's probably one of my main negatives. I did tighten this down, and as I have in the video, it is a lot tighter than it was, about the same on both sides. So you really have to fuss with this, and that is probably the worst part of putting these on. But besides that, I love these panels. You can put MOLLE stuff on them. So if you have a bag, if you have, there's 3D printed hooks you can put on here. I don't have them. You can hang grocery bags. You can do a lot of stuff with this. There's actually a system, and I'm gonna be reviewing it coming up, that has it's basically like the center divider I have, but it goes across the top and can flip down. So it can be both a center divider, and it can be a like shelf that you can put back here. So that's really cool, and it works with these MOLLE panels. But I definitely think that these are worth picking up, because, you know, I had paid $500 for these, and were these around at the time when I got these, I definitely would have looked at something like this. And I don't think, honestly, these were, if they were around, were as cheap as they are now. So definitely the time to pick up these MOLLE panels. But yeah, that has been my install video and kind of review of the Hansshow MOLLE panels. I think they're as good a quality as the Tesla brand. And I have to say, so far in the products that I have from Hansshow, I really, really like their quality. My running boards are amazing. I cannot recommend them enough. Check out my other video if you're interested in those for a complete installation on them. And then also, if you use my link, you'll get a 25% discount on anything you purchase, and I really appreciate that. For those of you who did use that link, thank you very much. That was really awesome. And yeah, until the next video, have a good one, and we'll see you next time.